Good morning, Braves fans. How is everyone across the globe, the world? Braves fans everywhere. Welcome. Good morning to the For My ATL Sports One show with my co-host John from Out of Your Falcon Mind, who's gonna be sitting down in the seat. That's right, I said it. Next week for the draft with our guy Mike, and it's gonna be epic, man. It's gonna
Yes,
be
sir.
epic. John, welcome back. How you doing, brother?
Morning, buddy. Doing great, dude. Have my morning coffee ready to roll. So we got a few more wins than we had last time we spoke. So it's
Hey,
still
man.
not great, but we're getting there.
Hey, man. Rome was not built in a day.
No,
You don't start 0 and 7 and just immediately come out of that without winning 9, 10 games in a row. And this team just isn't there yet. They are making
no,
strides. They're getting there. The bats are starting to come to life. Um, the pitching is getting a little bit better. Speaking of pitching, Mama, there goes that man again. We
national holiday, buddy.
won Spencer Strider back today, sir, starting at 1:07 p.m. today. I know that I am personally excited about it. I've been looking forward to this day since last year. Give me your thoughts on what this means to the Braves, man.
Dude is huge. I mean, if he can do anything, I don't know if anybody saw his last performance in Gwinnett, but I think it was 14 Ks. Like, I know it's Gwinnett, but like he's ready. I mean, like it's still ridiculous. I don't care what level you're at, but yeah, if he can go out there, give us a strong 5, 6 innings, and I mean the bullpen we'll talk about. We definitely, there's there's to be desired with the bullpen still, but it's like with Sale not being the same Sale he was last year, which is I think we all expected him to drop a little bit. We didn't expect him to come back and just be you know freaking triple crown guy again, especially 1 year older, but if he comes back, it takes a little pressure off Sale too. And he doesn't probably even want to say it, but I'm sure there is a little bit of pressure on him to be that guy, especially when a team is struggling and when he's not. You saw him after that last performance; he was pissed. He was like, this is on me, even though it wasn't entirely on him. He was, basically took all the blame for it. So this just makes our rotation that much deeper. I know Swirly he showed he was human last night, and gave up a couple of bombs. Like it's going to happen to the best pitchers. So just to lengthen that starting five, man. And like I said, take a little pressure off Sale, see if that helps him out a little bit. It's huge. I mean, and then get Ronnie back soon. Massive for the team.
Looks like the ump was squeezing him a little bit last night.
It was.
Like
It
just
was.
and I tell you what I've noticed this year. I think the umps are using Quest Tech where they're using the automated strike zone, and they pretty much try and call it in alignment with there. So I think they get some sort of indicator in their ear, and they either agree or disagree.
Mm.
But I haven't seen a whole lot of folks break stride with that.
Now,
So
I gotta give props to the guy who umped the first game of the series. I don't know if you saw his metrics. Like Liam sent it to me the next morning. He was 99% accurate,
damn.
which is insane. Yeah, I mean, like that's just because they all have that. There's like this website you can go to that basically shows like how accurate the ump was during the game, and he
Mm.
was, I mean, perfect, pretty much. We need that guy. Somebody said to go ahead and put him like in the World Series
Yeah.
roster for the umps, but
Let's definitely
yeah,
put World Series. Who was that guy everybody hated? Was it Angel Hernandez? Angel
yeah,
Rodriguez?
one of them. Yeah, Angel Hernandez. Yeah,
Uh,
he was the worst I've ever seen.
Hey,
Worst
there's
I've ever seen.
there's a whole reel of like blown calls. I mean, they weren't even close, dude. Like
I
it's
mean, what a job! You can't get fired
bro.
because the union. Like, I mean, like he just like, what do you have to do to lose your job as umpire? Like, that's as bad as it gets. I mean,
I
but
think the only thing you could do would be to like get caught gambling or something like that. Like be
probably, yeah,
that. But other
yeah.
than that, nah, you're there, buddy. That union is strong. But
I
man,
meant to ask you.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I meant to ask you. I forgot. I was going to text you, and I forgot. What do you think about AJ getting sent down and not Bryce? I have mixed feelings on it,
I do too.
but
Because I feel like AJ has a better upside, but He doesn't know where the ball's going, John. I mean, it's he's using the force. Shit,
Yeah.
it went to the outside corner. Okay, like he has no idea where this ball is going. So you
Hmm.
can't look at even though Elder throws 90 on a good day with maybe a nitrous oxide boost, he knows where it's going. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's a little better, but
Yeah.
eh,
That was
yeah. I
that was
mean,
my only thing too. Yeah.
I mean, it just. But you gotta go with guys you can trust, man. Like you can't have a guy even in the bullpen, seventh, eighth inning. You can't have a guy walking three, four people. You just
No.
gotta know where it's going. You know what I mean?
No. It's like a catch 22, man. It's like you said, he's got stuff is far better than Elder, right? And it's like,
Or
and you,
not even
and
close.
and he got himself in the shit the other day, like, and then he got himself out of it because his stuff is so good. He can manage to do that, but so that's a tough way to live, especially as a starter. And you get in those situations, like you're not going to get out of those a lot of times. You're going to give up a lot of runs, especially if you're walking people. But yeah, it's like that's what's frustrating. But I told Liam because he was just like, man, they should, he was just reactionary, like, man, what the hell? Like Elder, goes out there and you know can't give us 5 innings and get shelled. I'm like,
Five and
yeah,
dive, buddy. Five and
yeah,
dive.
yeah, but I was like, dude, I was like, he's still young. Like AJ's still young. Like people forget how like he hasn't even been pitching that long. Like the man was a quarterback, and then all of a sudden he's throwing a baseball. So it's like, uh, it's gonna take him a little bit to get, especially just develop the change up in the off season and stuff like that. Like I'm sure they want to just, hey, keep developing. You're not quite there yet, but I guess we'll see what happens though. If Strider comes back, see what happens with the rotation. If the Elder stays or what, who knows?
Yeah, man. That's I mean, we'll see. We gotta do some housekeeping. Falcon Commander says, good hump day, April 16, 2025. Go Bravos for Atlanta. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir. Morning, buddy.
Birdo from 95
Birdo.
North. Morning, gentlemen. Good morning,
Morning,
Birdo.
buddy.
How you doing, man? Talked to Birdo yesterday, man. Had a very good conversation. Birdo's always willing to be Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I certainly appreciate it. So he was he was big brother in me yesterday. So I
Yeah, he's good at that.
let me tell you something. You will never get to be to anywhere in life if somebody's not helping you, man. So hey, man, shout
100%.
out to Birdo for that matter. Shout out to Jack Spade. Shout out to Chris A1, man. Shout out to Smitty. Shout out to Big Low. Shout out to just everybody who's definitely reached out and helped me. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody who just basically just helped out and reached out and helped me grow in this game, man. But yeah, talked to Berto for a minute. It was good. And hey, man, I appreciate you, Berto. And we're glad to have you, brother. So
Sure.
yeah, let's look at you know, let's Ozuna's heading to the DL. All right.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this? Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, it sucks. It's it's like he even though he wasn't uh hitting fantastic. Hell, not the whole lineup's not hitting fantastically, but I mean, we know what he's capable of, and probably going to come around at some point. But he was walking a lot, and hit that big walk off for us, which was one of the few bright spots so far this season. So I mean, it sucks, but it will give opportunities. I mean, you're going to see. You're going to see Drake Baldwin probably DH some more. Sean Murphy DH whenever Drake's not catching. Vice versa. Eli White may get some more opportunities. So yeah, I mean, it sucks to lose that type of guy, but it will be it's opportunities for the guys to step up. So we'll see.
Yeah, it does suck. But on the bright side, it gives us an opportunity to mix match and do more with our lineup.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe in that respect, maybe we get some guys going.
Hmm.
Um, so I know he's not going to make the Toronto series. They say they took a look at him and they didn't find anything. So it's pretty much going to be day to day. But hips are tricky, man.
Hmm.
Hips are,
Especially if you're a bigger dude. He's not exactly a small guy. So
yeah.
it's been a kind of a thing for him in the past. So yeah, that's a rough one. And you could tell like clearly when he left the box on that swing, like it was aggravated a lot by whatever just motion he did. And if you've ever had hips or lower back problems, dude, you can throw it out literally just by reaching the wrong way, and all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. and then you're screwed for however long. I mean, I just know that because I have a bad from deadlifting like an idiot for so many years, heavy. My low back can just all of a sudden, just for no reason, it's just like, what the hell? Now yeah, just gone. I'm like, walking around like I'm 85 years old all of a sudden. So yeah, it sucks, but like you said, I mean, and like I said, Baldwin had a good night last night, man. I know he caught last night, but I mean, like we saw the bat that he has. So like I said, if that gives him more opportunities to get in the lineup, then like I mean, that's the silver lining of the whole thing, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, right? And then when Acuna comes back, if
Mhm.
like let's game this out and say, Ozuna's, I don't know, on the bench for like 2 months because the Braves play this game where they're like, oh, it's okay, it's not a big deal, and then
Yeah.
5 6 days later they put him on the 10-day DL. We've seen that time and time again. So it would not surprise me, and don't get me wrong, I'm not rooting for it, but
Right.
it would not surprise me at all if they ended up having to put him on the DL, right?
Mhm.
And to the extent that they do, um, I think it opens up. I think it opens up a window for the Braves to do some things. Now, my question behind that is, how do you feel about playing two catchers at the same time?
Um, in this specific case, I don't mind it because I like Drake getting as many reps as he can, getting as many ABs as he can.
Yeah,
Um, and being a young kid, I mean, he's what, 24, so he's you're not worried about him breaking down or anything like that. It gives Sean a few days extra to, if he wants, they want to. So far, he's done nothing to worry anybody, or like give anybody any thoughts of sending him down. Like he's
yeah.
done everything that he can. Now, look, there's going to be a time he's going to struggle, just like all the rookies do, like everybody does. But as of now, no, I don't have any issue with it. I mean, like, and who's the guy? Who's it? McCann that's single net right now? Isn't
I think
there
we
like
got
a
a couple of guys in Gwinnett. We got McCann and somebody else we signed a month ago.
yeah? Okay,
So,
so
um,
yeah, I don't see him going anywhere.
okay, all right. Me neither. Do you think the Braves like? So let's say Ozuna. So a couple of things can happen in a couple of days. I think you're going to see Verdugo. Whether it's tomorrow,
Probably, yeah.
Friday, I think you're going to see Verdugo hit a home last week and they pulled him out, which lets you know, okay, you're good.
Hmm.
Um, so I think we see Verdugo soon. When we do, who do you think gets sent down? For me, it's Kelnick.
I don't know. I don't know what you do with Kellenic. Like I mean, like I was hoping for a trade of some sort, but like I don't know who the fuck's gonna take him at this point.
Right,
It's like,
right.
but like I mean, I don't know. Like Fairchild, I don't know hardly anything about. I know he gives you good defense. Doesn't have a great bat, but Kellenic's not giving you shit either right now.
Right.
So I think Eli's safe, just because what he can do, play multiple positions, fast. I mean, it's either Kellenic or Fairchild. I mean, it's one of those two. I think they're gonna try everything they can to get something out of Kellenic just because of the contract. And I know it's not a huge contract, but they still chose to keep him around.
Yeah.
So like they're gonna do everything they possibly can. But I feel bad for the dude. But man, dude, like it's like I know what he said that he was hurt after that first month last year, but dude, if you're healthy now, it's still not working. So like I don't know, I don't know how long we're gonna wait. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know.
He's been awful, man. I mean, he's
I
walked.
know.
He's hitting like 161, dude.
Yeah.
Like he's not even near the Mendoza line. The Mendoza line, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, is basically a 200 batting average, right?
Yeah.
So, affectionately called the Mendoza line because of a former player who, basically frequented 200. But Kelnick's been awful. Let's be honest about it. Kelnick has been awful, and you know we're almost at the point to me we're at put up or shut up time.
Yeah.
Like I mean, this is his chance. This is his opportunity.
Mhm.
And I mean, he made a great catch last night. Did he look like he injured himself
I mean, it didn't look like it felt good, but
shoulder?
yeah, I don't know. Like, it didn't look like it felt good, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out later today. I was trying to look to see how many actually ABs he had this year, but it was just being slow to
Yeah,
come up.
I know he's been terrible. I mean, he's been. It's funny. You can tell how the Braves feel about a person by the supportive comments that they offer, right? So if it's just somebody that they don't care about, they'll be like, "Yeah, he hasn't been doing really well lately." The end. But like in Kelnick, they're like, "Oh, he's walked. He's walked about 20 times in the last. He's still
Yeah,
hitting 160, man. Nobody
I
cares
know.
about that. I mean, the walks have really, bro. He's hitting 160. He's striking out at 38%. I didn't think about that, John. 38%.
That's
Okay,
not good.
that is 4 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
You can't live like that in the major
Nope.
leagues. Striking that, you just can't do that. You
No, you can't
can't.
have no, you can't have essentially a guaranteed out almost. I mean, like, you just if
Yeah,
at this point, he's lucking into a hit at this point. It's something we were all worried about. That's why everybody's kinda, like, looking side-eyed at Alex when we signed him to a longer deal or extended it, whatever the hell it was that we couple of years, whatever it was. Just kinda like, "Really, dude? Like, did we really see enough?" You know what I mean, in that first year to justify, some more time, but yeah, I mean, and I thought that, working with Tim Hires, all that stuff was gonna be a change for him, and I know, like, listening to him speak after he came over, like, on the radio, talking about how he was in his head in Seattle and how he was even overanalyzing, like, he was using the iPad too much, he said. He was, like, over kinda just overthinking it, and how that got like, that he has like, that's in him, you know what I mean? Like, and that's I mean, most baseball players, like, they have to kinda, like, protect themselves from themselves sometimes because it is one of a very mental game. And it's especially if you get in a slump and you just feel like you can't get out of it. I mean, that's unfortunately what he's been in the entire season, and most of last season. So it's just a rough spot to be, man. And like you said, but at some point you got to make a decision.
you got to make
And
a decision, man. I mean,
and
this is
and
killing us.
yeah, and Verdugo probably gives you better because look, I mean, Verdugo had a down year last year, average wise, but career you're looking around a 280 hitter career.
Yeah,
So like and that's if he gets back to that, then that's leaps and bounds ahead of where you're at now. Like and he's never been a power hitter, but he gets on base. Like he's a slap hitter. He's always been a good hitter. So like that's what we need. We need people on base, man. Like the lineup we had in the first game. Like I'm glad we won it and we killed him. But going into it, I didn't really have high expectations. You look at it and I mean, the basically 6 through 9 was, you know what you're going to get. And that's not good when the third or more of your order is a question mark. You know.
no. I think we've gotten spoiled in the last couple of years because for a lot of teams, that's what it is. 6 through 9.
That's his life, yeah.
That's what I mean. And one thing I agree with Snit on is we do need to play more small ball, and we've seen that, and we're gonna have to survive.
Agreed. Hang
But
on, Berto just texted me, "I love John Yates and won't deny it. Read it on the air, please."
ah, 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 who texted you that?
Berto.
Birdo? Ah, ah,
Uh, Hilarious. Love you too,
well,
buddy. Won't deny it either, damn it.
hey man, hey, and a lot of people feel that way, John. So he's not alone. He's not alone. Auntie Pam says, "Good morning, Terry and John. Everyone in
What
the
up,
chat,
man?
happy
Man?
hump day. Happy hump day, Auntie Pam." Says
That's right.
yesterday was the inaugural season for the Braves Double A team in Columbus, Georgia. The Columbus Clingstones, Craig Kimbrell made an appearance in the game. They won 3-0. Awesome.
Love it.
How did Craig do, Auntie Pam, if you can? I know he's trying to make a comeback. I don't think he's going to be what he was, but I think that we were talking about that back flares
Yeah.
up on him now and then, and you need your back, man. So
Mhm.
you definitely need it. I don't know, man. I don't think you're going to be able to trade Kelnick. I really don't. I mean, maybe for a case of beer, but outside of that,
Yeah.
nobody's giving you, maybe cash consideration
Yeah.
and
That's
the
about
case
what
of
you're looking
beer.
at.
But I mean, nobody's going to give you anything of substance for him now, so you're trading low. You may as well just send him down to. I mean, look, you got him for 3 or 4 years. I think you got him for a while, so you can send him down to Gwinnett and let him toil down there. Maybe he doesn't come up this year. Maybe he does. I
I mean,
don't know.
I would let teams know, like, hey, if y'all want to take a chance, like if it's the White Sox, any team that's kind of floundering or
Mhm.
does not have a chance this year, that can say, hey, what the hell? Let's give a guy a chance. It doesn't really matter for us. And
Yeah,
maybe that's what happens. I mean, because that's like you said, he's not going to a contender or anything like that. We're hoping for you know, a small market team, anybody really. I mean, but it's kind of like the Kirk, the Dirk Smudgeons, like anybody. I don't give a shit who it is. Just somebody come take him. Like
Dirko Smudgeons.
Dirk
Yeah,
Smudgeons. I mean, anybody come take him. Doesn't matter. So
please do. Oh
yeah,
God. Um, what's interesting? I had a thought and it went by the wayside. Yeah, man, it's almost at the point. You know, Alex is kind of eating it lately. You know, you don't sign, and I know it's not his fault, right? I know even though he says, oh, they're not tight with the money. I know they're tight with the money. Okay,
hmm
the Braves are weird, right? Braves have the eighth most payroll, so they spend money, but they spend it. I don't know what algorithm they used, to decipher who's worthy and who's not. But damn, man, it's like for me, the obvious is you got these guys now. Like I could see if you had Navalin on the field, you got nothing. Okay, I get it. We're Florida Marlins this year. Cool.
hmm
Let's do what we need to do to develop. But you got basically an all-star cast in the field. Look it with a better starting pitcher and one or two bullpen arms, we might be 500 right now.
hmm
It's not. I mean, the hitting has been terrible. I'll give you that, but it hasn't been that bad. When we've had leads, sometimes the bullpen is giving it up. Sometimes, like look at it. It hasn't been just the hitting, and
hitting's coming around. Hitting's coming around. The
hitting's
first
coming around,
first
but
7 or 8 games was terrible. I mean, hitting was just god awful. Um, But it's definitely. I mean, you can just watch and you show. I mean, it's like you said at the beginning of the show, showing signs of Riley's hitting. Murphy won us a game in Tampa by himself, basically.
mhm.
I mean, so like
Murphy
those guys
Murphy won the game. Wait, was it Murphy who won the game
in
Monday,
Tampa,
or was it
yeah,
or
because
Murphy home run Monday, right?
he had two.
Murphy, yeah, Murphy, was it Murphy or Austin who hit two?
Murphy had two in the Tampa game.
Okay,
Yeah, and because he had one to left and one to center. But
yeah,
I think he hit the one that tied it up. I think and then we went ahead. But
hold on.
unfortunately, I mean, Zuna was starting to hit, unfortunately, before he got hurt. So, I mean,
Yeah,
the bats are starting to come around, like you're seeing it a little bit better at bats too. Like the one that killed me, man, and it freaking, I think it was a Tampa series. Dude could not, I forgot who it was, could not throw a strike to save his life. Ozzy had a 3-0 count and hit into double play. I'm like,
mm,
dude, what are you doing, Ozzy? Man, like 3-0 count, you can't locate, and then you swing at ball four, literally 5 inches below
yeah,
the zone, and hit into double play. In the inning when you got runners to score, like you can't. That's just real basic stuff. Any like any level of baseball, especially like high school coaches at 3-0, they're just like, hey, hold,
yeah. Hey,
don't swing.
take a pitch. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Michael
mean,
Harris has been really bad about that lately. Really
yeah,
bad about that.
yeah,
That thing doesn't even have to be in the same hemisphere. It's okay. Mike's got to get it together, bro. He is
yeah.
kind of. I think he's down to 191, but Mike's got to get it together. But like I
Hey,
said, man, a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there. We're probably 500. Like
yeah, and
I'm
I
not
mean,
with you. You could have seen Raylo getting hurt. Like
yeah,
I've been talking about it for a year.
right,
You had to be like, we're pushing it with this guy. You
yep,
know what I mean? You've basically tripled his output last year. And I Chris and I talked about this ad nauseum on at least 5 or 6 shows last year. Like, okay, because we're watching it. Okay, he's at 100. Okay, he's at
mhm,
110. Okay, he's at 120. I'm saying to myself, like, is there going to be some sort of self imposed limit? Like, Do you shut him down for the rest of the year and then maybe let him pitch in the playoffs, or kind of like, no, you just let him go? And we just don't live in that kind of world, man. So, again, if I could see that, and I'm Joe Blow fan, I'm not Alex Anthopoulos. I don't have a pitch clock around my neck. They should have signed a starting pitcher.
Mhm.
I,
I know you and I wanted Cease, but I mean, he started off terrible this year. So it's like, I don't. He shaved his beard off and says, "See if that could help." I mean, like he had like a 7 or 8 ERA, I think, going into his last start. So, I mean, it's just you never know, dude. It's a you flip a coin sometimes with these guys. Like you don't know what's going to happen. But you're right. I just pulled up Kellen's contract on Spotrac, and if it's correct, then he avoided arbitration this year, has a $2.3 million contract, but as of 26, 27, 28, they're all arbitration years.
Mhm.
So, I mean, literally, this could be it for him this year. If we don't want to go to arbitration or just release him, then that can be, he could be one and done this year.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, you could. I don't know, man. That's up to them. But it has not been a good trade thus far.
Hmm.
And I'm not one to second guess Alex, because I don't. I think a lot of these moves are motivated by trying to be economically, fiscally responsible,
Yeah,
right?
that. And I think he plays the upside a lot of young guys or guys that have like killing it. Third was he a third pick in the draft? I mean, like guys that should have all that you need, but for some reason it just hadn't clicked somewhere else. And they'd be like, "Oh, come here, let's see if we can, get it started." And yeah, I mean, it's almost that works sometimes. When it works, you look like a genius, but when it doesn't, I mean, we're
You
we're
look
living it.
Yeah, we're living it, and the thing about it's interesting at how some guys can go one place and suck,
Mhm.
and go another place and be, or maybe not suck, but not do well, and go another place and take off. Like Kevin Gosman, last night's pitcher. He was okay with the Braves. Wasn't terrible, but he was okay. But went to Toronto and is dealing, and has been dealing for a while. What do you think that is? And I mean, and this happens on every team. It doesn't just happen on the Braves. You got
Mhm.
guys that come to the Braves that weren't great before, that come here and they're great. Like, case in point, what's his name, who we pitched for one game and then let go. But I mean, he can't pitch anywhere but Atlanta.
Mhm.
What, give me your thoughts on that. Like, what is it that determines, okay, well, maybe this guy can't pitch here, but he can pitch there, right? Give me your thoughts on that.
I mean, pitching wise, it's like Chavez said it. Like he talked
Yes.
about just he talked about just the comfortability of it. Like knowing Kranitz, knowing the guys, being just comfortable. And that goes a long way for a pitcher because that. I mean, that's just they're creatures of habit. They like certain environments, and that just happens to be what worked for him. Now, eventually, Father Time's going to catch up to your ass. Like he come back. Obviously, he wasn't going to be the same again. But like with Gausman, like I don't know if the Braves were just like because for a starting pitcher, it's tough to live with basically two pitches.
Yeah.
He had a fastball and splitter. You know what I mean? And splitter is ridiculous. Like it's a tough one to hit, but it's still a tough place to be because if you can't locate your splitter one day and all you got's a fastball, you're done.
You're
Yeah.
in, you
So
are.
that's I don't think the Braves like from a fundamental standpoint was like long term we probably can't do this. This is probably not going to be a good idea. Now goes to Toronto and I was surprised the contract he got, but it's been damn good, man. And like I said, I mean that splitter that's one of the nastiest ones in the game, and Riley somehow hit one out last night. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a very individual thing. It's in the depends on the coach, the voice that you got because these guys they probably have their own. A lot of the guys have their own guys they go to in the off season, so they're hearing different voices in their ear. They want to make sure that it's just a good environment for them. It's basically what it boils down to, man. Like it's the only thing that makes any sense because it's the same game, right? Same game, same distance. Everything else is the same. So it's got to be those little outside factors.
Yeah. Auntie Pam spoke on something. She says Chris Sale needs to relax. The league figures him out, and he needs to change some things up. What's going on with Sale?
I think he just hasn't been. He just hasn't been that good. I mean, like he's been missing spots. I mean, to put it simply. I mean, like, last year, dude was dotting up fastballs, corners, everywhere. He throws that slider, which, 20 inches of break on it that looks just like his fastball that's in ball. But this year, the slider, if y'all have noticed, it's been obvious. Like, he's been missing bad. Like, so if you're not even making it competitive, if a hitter can just see it out of your hand and know that's still going to be a ball,
He's gonna spit on it.
you're gonna spit on it every time. So like it's got to be at least a competitive pitch. It's got to be something that's going to fool them, and it just haven't been getting fooled this year. And they all been sitting on the fastball, and
Oh,
then like they've been waiting to like, okay, if he can't locate this, he's gonna have to throw a fastball at some point. And even though the arm angle is weird, it's still a fastball. They've seen it. Most guys have seen it. They're going to hit him. So I think he's just irritated. I saw some people and I heard some people on the radio after his second start worried about the velo because it was down a few miles an hour from last year. And I get it because everybody sees that and they're like, oh shit, we got an injury or something going on. But with his case, well, he's 36, 37, whatever it is. That's going to happen over time. You're going to slowly decrease your velo a little bit. But this last game, he was hitting 98, topped at 98. So velo was, yeah, he was fine. I think it's just a matter he's just not hitting his spots. He's just a little bit off. And he may be, and like I said, he won't admit it. Maybe he will. He's a pretty honest guy. But I mean, maybe he's been pressing a little bit. Like the team's been struggling. That he knows until Strider's back, he's the ace. So like he feels like he has to go out there and shove every time. And if that's in your head, you might be, you know. I found a really interesting article about. I didn't send it to you. They did. I forgot what college it was. Did a study about guys, pitchers in particular, when under pressure, and then just throwing bullpens, and the difference in their mechanics, the difference in like just minute stuff that changed, whether it was velocity, whether it's something like that. And man, playing some music. What happened there? The D's audio just went crazy. I can't hear you, buddy. You went. I think your stuff just went crazy.
can you hear me? Sorry about
Now you're
that.
good. Yeah,
My,
now you're good.
my TV just started blurting out stuff, and I was like, "Oh God!" So anyway, sorry about that.
That's
Wow.
good. But
Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
no, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I was about to say, yeah. But that's it. I mean, I just think if he just needs to relax a little bit because like that study showed like under pressure, like everything was down a little bit. It was just it was pretty wild to see because I think I forgot like the exact terms they used, but he made pressing just a little bit. That makes a big difference. So if he like Pam said, just relax, man. Go, just be you. Don't worry about it. Don't try to overdo things. Just go out there, pitch like you know how to pitch. I think I watch. Let's see. We'll see his next start, but I think his next start's gonna be a lot better than these first three.
I hope so, man. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the bullpen.
Mm.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Which way you going?
Can we do
Ah,
like a? Can we
ah,
be like right here? Can we go either way? I mean, dude, that's another one. Is you just don't know what you're going to get from day to day. It's like Aaron Bummer. Aaron Bummer, I think's not been very good. Dice ball is good and bad. Like there's not been a ton of consistency, right? Dylan Lee's probably been your most consistent guy.
right.
You
Right.
know, you probably could have expected that, but yeah, I think we got to add at some point, man.
You're gonna have to, man. De Los Santos has been good with the
Yeah,
exception of the last outing. That last outing,
yeah.
he kind of got clocked, and I don't know if he was just off that day. I don't know what happened. Montero looked good last night.
We didn't mention that. Yeah, Montero was, and his first outing was ridiculous. Like came in and just was fantastic. So that may be a really good pickup. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I forgot about him. Yeah, he's been great so far.
He looked good, but I mean, and then what's his name that they signed the other these that I don't know how they find these guys, but he came in and pitched what 3 innings last
Hmm.
uh
Hmm.
and Schwelly was for the first time we see he's human. He was a little bit off his game, man. It looked like it looked okay. So two things. One, it looked like the ump was squeezing him a little bit. It just,
Yeah.
there were some pitches. I mean, it might have been like a half an inch outside. He was like, nope, ball, and you
Hmm.
could see that was upsetting Schwelly. You could
Oh
physically
yeah.
see it, right? And then there are situations where they spit on his off speed pitch, and they were waiting fastball and they hit it. I mean, and he was throwing 97, 98. I didn't know he had 99 in the tank,
I
right?
know, I neither.
I did not know he had that. But major league hitters, Bobby Cox used to say this. Shout out to Bobby, wherever you are.
Mm-hmm.
A hitter can time a jet, man, and a fastball count, because that fifth inning it started. The first pitch that guy hit on a single was 97. And you
Yep.
could tell he was looking for it. You could
Mm-hmm.
tell he was looking for it. The second one, I don't know what the velo was, but it hasn't come down yet. Like that thing was crushed. And then I think he gave up another home run, another 3-run homer, and that was it. But you could just tell that they were like, okay, you can't get the off-speed stuff over, so we're
Yep.
just going to sit dead red fastball, and that's what they did, man. And, it's just interesting at how far the game has come. Used to be
Yeah.
98, 97, 15, 20 years ago, you probably weren't hitting that. But these guys are so used to velocity. That's nothing. So
Yeah, I think most guys actually prefer it. They prefer velocity over stuff that moves. I mean, I know all the kids we play with, I mean, like they much prefer to hit somebody throwing hard than somebody that can move the ball all over the place. And then, because
yeah,
it's just, that's much more difficult to, especially when you got guys that can, make it look the same. And you watch some of these overlays. Like I saw a Paul Skeens overlay of his fastball and his, I think it was a sweeper or something like that then had 20 inches of break on it. It looks exactly the same.
yeah.
So how are you going to prepare for that? You can't. Like, you just have to get lucky. I
You,
mean, at that point.
you can.
But like you said, they're getting squeezed a little bit. And I think people don't realize sometimes if pitchers aren't getting the corners, getting these corner calls, then that forces them more inside on the plate to get those strike calls, and that reduces their chances of making an error, right? I mean, it increases their chances of making an error.
Right.
So like if you're not getting a corner and you have to come in a little bit and you miss a little bit in, guess what? That's a middle fastball. It's going to get crushed. And I think that's what happened because he threw, I think it was a 94 to the second guy, almost down, almost dead red. And dude just,
You did not miss it.
no.
That thing is still going. I think it's
Mhm.
it's in orbit.
Yeah.
Auntie Pam says you asked about Kimbrel scoreless 8th inning. That's good. He's trying to build. He's probably got
Yeah.
another month down there or so.
Yeah, probably so.
2 maybe. But he's he's doing all right. So good for Kimbrel. Hopefully he can keep that up. It just even Iglesias has not been
Mhm.
great.
No.
He's been all right. But I don't know if it's because I think
Lack of opportunities.
I think closers have to get into a groove.
They do.
Closers are very routine based characters. You know what I mean? Oh, I get in here and then I get in 5-6 days from now, and you can't do it like that. And I think that's impacting him. And look, we got to get it together, man. We got to, no other way to say it.
Yeah, and some of it falls back on the offense too. Like, if we're bringing in our bullpen every time in the middle of shit, when we got guys on base and we're down a run or 2 runs, or we're just maybe even up a run, or maybe 2 if we're lucky, they're immediately walking into pressure. Like it's just and every time that door opens, there's a chance that guy ain't gonna have it that day.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a ton of there's a lot on those guys. They have to be damn near perfect with the way our offense has been. And like I said, we've been better and we've had some outbursts, but like consistently wise, we just haven't been able to score. So it's like it puts a lot of pressure on those guys to be basically errorless.
I mean, it does. Our pitching has got to go deeper, which is again why I wanted another pitcher, but whatever. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Eli White. It's been pretty good. I think he went 0 for 4 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had a hit in the game the day before. Do you think Eli should be getting more starts?
I think he's gonna get the opportunity to, because I mean, right now, like what we were talking about with the right field situation. I mean, until Verdugo comes up or Ronnie gets back, even if he does, we know, Profiler's not an option anymore, obviously. So I mean, it's like he got that opportunity, right? So I mean, it's of who we have in the minors. Unless we sign somebody, yeah, he's gonna have. And of the 3 guys, if we're talking about Kelenic, White, or Fairchild, I think White probably gets the nod over those guys. Just but I like him, man. I hope he does because I said I mean, speed's a killer, man, and that's something we need a lot more of. So it's like if he can get on base somewhat consistently at the bottom of the order, then I mean that could be a big help. But you know, yet to be seen.
Yeah, I think you should get some more starts. I mean, look, you got Kelnick, you got De La Cruz, both hitting under the Mendoza line. Give him a
Got
chance.
Dela Cruz, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give him a give him a chance. Let's
Mhm.
see. I mean, he's got speed. He can do it. I think he should get more starts. Right now, I think like I'm over. And no disrespect to Kelnick. Again, I don't play the game. I know it's
No,
tough.
it just is what it is, man.
At this point, I really feel like it should be Eli White and De La Cruz or Eli White and somebody. Just I'm okay with Kelnick, sitting down. But the other side of that is Kelnick does play great defense,
He
not
does.
great defense. That catch he made last night was spectacular. So
Mhm.
there's it's like this double sided coin, but
Yeah.
no.
It's
Let's
just
talk
it
about
sucks because like, you look at I mean, I know Ozuna had the track record, but, like, you look back at that month he had, we've talked about it, where he was terrible, and all of a sudden, it was just like, boom. He's it's like you that's what you hate about that you love and you hate about baseball because, like, you know, theoretically, Kelenic could happen off he can start hitting all of a sudden, something could click, something could, just he could see something on film, somebody could tell him something, who knows what could happen, and all of a sudden he's hitting, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, he didn't have the back of the baseball card to show that, hey, I've done this before.
right.
So that would be something that, would just have to happen. But yeah, I think it's a tough spot to be for a GM or a coach because you want to give guys a chance, but not to the detriment of the team at the same
Right.
time.
Right. And we got to get going. I think
Hmm.
we're 5-12. We got to win most of the series going forward if we're going to have a chance.
Yeah.
We were 6 games back, 5 games back. I think now we're 6 or 5.5 or whatever. Look, we got to get going. And again, it's still early, guys. So don't panic. It's still early. We get Strider back today. We get Acuna back in another month or so. I think we'll be okay. I really
Yeah.
do. I think when this team is like all in and present and accounted for, we're a pretty good darn team. Now with that being said, I still think we need a reliever or two.
Yeah.
I do not think you're going to get out of this without either signing or trading for a reliever or two. And trading for a reliever is tough because if it's a good one, it's going to decimate your system.
Hmm.
It's expensive. The Padres gave up the world for Tanner Scott last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a move that's look, if it works, if you make the World Series, if you win a World Series, great. If you don't, hmm, you know, because he's
Hmm.
not even on the Padres anymore. Now the Padres have a great system. Braves don't.
Right.
Braves have to be very strategic and economic about what they do, which is why you should have signed David Robertson. Because I
Right.
feel like if you had at least one more guy, you could pretty much navigate it, right? But
Hmm.
I mean, hey, we'll see where it goes. Let's talk about Nick Allen, man. Nick Allen's been great at shortstop. I did not know he had the cannon that he does now. Nobody has Arcia's arm, but Nick Allen has a good arm,
Hmm.
and plays very good shortstop. Uh, Typically makes contact. It's been pretty good thus far. Talk about your thoughts on Nick Allen and his performance.
Yeah. I think what I text you the other night. I don't need to see RCA in the lineup
Ah,
for a while. And it's not because Nick is because look, what we just talked about, like he's a career 200 hitter, basically, right? For the amount of times he's been in with the A's and whatnot. So I don't, not that I think that he's going to just all of a sudden be a 280 hitter out of nowhere,
right.
but look, neither's Arcia. So like at this point, it's like, all right, so Nick gives me probably better defense than Arcia at this point. He's got definitely better range, right? The arm is comparable. He's
It,
got better range.
yep.
Going to make all the routine plays. Um, at the plate, what can you do? Well, Arcia probably is the slowest guy on the team. And I'm not just saying that. Like he literally probably is the slowest guy on the team.
Probably is.
Nick can bunt. He can run. I mean, he's been making, like I said, he's been making contact for the most part. He had a great series in Tampa. Um, I mean, you got to keep him in. There's no reason as bad as our offense is struggling right now. Like you don't take anybody out that shows some semblance of life. And Arcia hadn't shown the few times he started nothing. I mean, it's like he's still swinging out of his shoes, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
So like,
yeah,
dude, if you're gonna keep doing that like you did last year, we saw what that does. We don't need it again,
yeah,
you know. So yeah, I think you got to keep him in. And by the way, I'll go back on the real quick on the standings. Over the years, I've tried to not look at the standings until about June 1st.
yeah, yeah,
Because then it's like I was gonna say, like everybody can. And I know people freak out over it. Like I see it on Twitter all the time. But like, just relax and let's wait and see where we are on June 1st. If we're 12 games back on June 1st, then yeah, probably need to worry a little bit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But if it's still attainable, look, we blew a 10-game lead in September not too long ago.
yeah.
Like anything can happen. So
Anything
like,
happens.
yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy. Is it me?
Yeah.
It seems like Nick Allen hits the ball hard.
He does. He's been barreling balls, man.
I mean, and that's what people don't understand. This is a very tough game because you can hit the ball so hard, but if you hit it right at somebody, like last night, I think he grounded into a double play. I didn't
Mhm.
see that ball. I
Yeah.
didn't like off the bat. And Nick Allen is a fast guy. He didn't have a chance because that's how quick it got up on that third baseman. And the only reason the third baseman makes the play is because they were playing no doubles.
Yep.
So he was literally standing on the bag. If he's a few feet off, that's a double in its first.
All day.
Um, I did not know. Nick to me seemed like a punch and Judy's hitter, but he hits the ball actually very hard. He just doesn't have power.
Right.
But
He's a small guy. He's a tiny guy.
he hits the ball. He hits the ball pretty hard, man. And his defense has been great. Not good. It's been great. I didn't know that. Number one, nobody has Arcia's cannon, but Nick Allen has a good arm. Like you can see some zip on that thing. And by the way, Austin Riley has a great arm, man. Like he made a throw last night, and I was like,
How
what
about
the
the one
hell?
where he doubled the guy at first, the one in Tampa where he caught the ball like on the
Yeah,
fence and just
yeah.
on a line back to
Oh,
Olsen? Yeah.
bro,
Bro,
that arm is the truth. Okay.
special. Yeah.
Run on that arm if you want to, buddy. That arm
Yeah.
is, yeah, that arm is like that to the
Mhm.
young folks out there.
And look, and Nick, and another thing on Nick too. Yeah, I mean, like, what up, Chris?
What up? What's going on, A1?
Yeah, he said the facts Allen's pretty good. Yeah, dude. And like, this is another guy that look, it's an opportunity. Like he sees it. He's human, man. He's looking at the situation and like, okay, my competition's Arcia. What's behind me and Gwinnett? Not a lot. At shortstop.
Nobody.
So this is his chance. Like I said, and people gotta realize, like, if you're a competitive guy, which obviously all these guys are, and they want to make it, like he's playing for a contract. He's playing for whether it's with us or somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying his damnedest to show, like, hey, man, if I got this opportunity, I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Yeah.
It's not the A's anymore. You're with a good club. No disrespect to the A's. I know they're having a better season than we are probably, but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like most everybody is at this point. But you got a different hitting coach. You got a different atmosphere.
Yeah.
You got a clear, like they probably told him, like, dude, if you want the job, just go take it. And you got to prove it. So hell, maybe he does, dude. Like I'm all about it if he does, because like I said, unless we go out and pay big money for a shortstop, and then there's not a ton like Bo Bichette is going to be a free agent next year. If you're looking at, but I mean, like as far as free agent shortstops coming out, there's not that many. So, it's going to be a discussion.
I don't see Alex doing that.
Me either.
I mean,
Because we would have paid Dansby.
If he can do it with Dansby, who he knows.
Mm-hmm.
And Dansby is a winner. Say what you want to about him. But there are certain players who, when it matters the most, they know how to step up. And that's Dansby. Dansby is a winner. Dansby won a game the other day where I think he faked the third or whatever, or the runner overran third and tagged him. And it was out. Dansby's just like a heady guy like that. He's real quick on his feet. So
he's still the best shortstop metrically in the league. I mean, like as far as you look like at WAR, he's the number one in WAR last year. Probably still is this year. I mean, he's a clutch dude, man. Like he just is. And I hated to lose him. I mean, that sucks, but like you said, I mean, if he's not going to pay him, then I don't know. I mean, but that's also pisses me off at the same time. It's like literally the captain of your infield, one of the most important positions on the field. Like I know you can kind of cover it up if you've got offense other places, and you don't have to have. Like we had what years where I had Rafael Belliard. I mean, Furcal was a pretty decent hitter for I mean, like wasn't great, but he was better than Furcal. I did too, man. Talk about a cannon, holy shit.
Oh God.
But
God.
yeah,
I
yeah.
used to watch games and oh shit.
Mhm.
Oh boy. Like, oh, it's going like that's the kind of arm he had because that thing had gears.
Oh man,
Like when a guy has a really good arm, the ball like the last 5 feet, it just you could
yeah,
see, right? And you could tell like every Brave was like, oh shit, man. Let
yeah.
me that like I think one first baseman had like a specialized mitt just for
Mhm.
Raphael because
Yeah,
it breaks some bones in your hand, man. Like he had
yeah,
a cannon.
yeah. But you've
Yeah,
seen kinda I mean, you've seen kind of a not a morphing of the position, but you've seen bigger guys come up, like whether it's Xander Bogarts or guys that play short that are a little bit bigger but more athletic that can hit for
Alex,
average and power.
Alex,
Um,
Alex shit. Hall of Fame. Well,
oh well, Alex Rodriguez, yeah,
Alex
yeah,
Rodriguez,
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Derek Jeter,
Hmm.
Nomar Garcia. I think those three started it, right? Garcia
Yeah.
Parra, Jeter,
Hmm.
and A-Rod kind of started that movement of the bigger shortstops. JJ Hardy from
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
I think it was
Uh,
with Baltimore, wasn't he?
was he Baltimore?
Orioles? I think so. I
Is
could
it
be wrong.
JJ Day or JJ Hardy? Yeah, he might have been
JJ
Baltimore.
Hardy would think it was Baltimore. Yeah.
I don't know. He might have been Baltimore, but
Yeah.
yeah, man, you start to see that pivot. But look, if Cal was out there today, I'd take him. Like that arm,
100%.
and he could get on base. You
Yeah.
know, he hit the home run every now and then. He could get on base. He could bunt the ball over. I like the fact that Allen and Eli White can bunt.
Yeah.
So the situation calls for it. You know what I mean? If it's 3-2, we need to run. We can manufacture with those guys. Even I think was it Ozzy or Michael. I seen Michael Harris bunt. Um, but yeah, man, Nick Allen. Nick Allen's been a good find. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what they end up doing.
It's a
It's
long season.
interesting. I do want to talk about not necessarily a Braves player, but a Braves announcer the other day that's getting a little bit of flack. Look, guys, let me tell you something. Okay, single guys out there. All right, it's an unfair world. It's tough out there. You use whatever advantages you have. All right. So the other night, I think it was Monday night, Riley's up in the rafters, up in some privatized section of the Toronto Stadium. He's next to two very attractive young ladies. And, one of the announcers says, hey, why don't you get her phone number? And in a classic line, because some guys be scared to do it. Riley was like, hey, he says, I should get your number. And she's like, how do I know? And he's like, she doesn't believe me. He's like, no, really, they want me to get your number. And he's like, oh, I should have thought about this before. This is pretty great. But he actually gets her number, and people are like, "Oh, that's so unprofessional." Dude, lighten up.
It's a
It's
freaking
not
joke,
like
man.
he's sexually harassing her and like, "Hey, have 15 beers and let me walk you back to your car." Like he's not giving me creep vibes.
No.
Dude, women and men are gonna engage each other, and it was a lighthearted. It was almost like it was a skit. Now maybe he really did get her number, and if he did, good for him. Okay,
Yeah,
she's
well
hot.
done.
She's
Yeah.
hot. He's winning. Okay, he's winning. Okay, dating just doesn't have to be on an app. Sometimes if you meet somebody in person, hey man, that's your time, man. And Riley scored, and I don't like the pushback that he's getting. I think it's BS. I think the people that are giving him pushback probably are socially awkward anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like they're probably thick neck guys that don't know how to talk to women and obviously need help. You know what I mean? But look, he was in the moment. It was a perfect pivot. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, because he did it on cue, John. He was
It
like, hey,
was.
they
It's
say I
perfect.
need to get your like that was beautiful, man.
Mhm.
That was beautifully done. It was beautifully crafted, and damn it, it should be celebrated and not ridiculed. Give me your thoughts on that.
Dude, you said it. I mean, 100%. And if y'all don't know, but right before that all happened, Brandon Gowden and Nikowski was talking about like how like the left field area, there was like a place for families and kids and whatnot. It
Right.
was fun. But then there was a spot like the Corona rooftop was like that's where the adults go to have a good time, have some beverages, whatever. And then the next inning they sent Riley over there just to be like,
Yeah.
hey, go see what's up over there. Go see. And there's happened to be two ladies there, and he was just talking to them, interviewing them, whatever. And then that's how it all transpired. It's like, dude, it was set up. Like, and this ridiculous, dude. I the people that go nuts over this stuff or like get angry, like I just can't. I don't understand it at all because the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, this is awesome. This is hilarious. Like
Yeah.
this is so
I
fun.
was
And
like,
my
it was
kids saying the
great.
same thing. My wife saying the same thing. She's like, this is like laughing like. It's fun. Like it's
It
fun.
was
It's not a
great.
big deal. Like I don't understand it at all. Like I know we're in like cancel culture shit, but like give me a break, dude. Like
It's ridiculous, man. I'm
I
honestly the
mean,
whole time I'm watching like, is she gonna say yes? Like, oh,
right?
scored. Yes. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, come on, man.
Bro, again, if you've never done that, you know what I mean? Then I could see why you'd be because you're really afraid. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, right.
you know, I met my wife in a
Screw
bar.
that guy.
Hey, exactly. I met my wife in a bar, damn it, and I took a chance, and I'm glad I did. But this is life. I mean, it's just it pisses me off because I thought it was great, John.
It
I thought
was.
it was great. I'm watching it, and I'm like, damn, okay, she's pretty hot. I wonder if she's gonna go for it. I like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's an
It's
eight.
fun. It makes it fun, dude. Like, and I love Brandon Gowden. Like, he pushes, he toes the line of what he
Right,
can know, he can say,
right.
can't say. Like, he'll, if y'all listen and watch the games, like he will just give you some one liners or just some like shit where you're like, oh, he went there on that one. But I mean, like, it's fun. It's hilarious. It makes it for a funner watch and a better
Right,
listen.
right.
But like if you're super sensitive, then you probably be like, oh, well, can't
Don't
say
watch.
that.
Don't
Yeah,
watch.
don't watch. Yeah, exactly.
You
Put
know,
it on
because
mute.
there was
Whatever.
nothing to be offended about that. Like
Nothing
I
at
thought
all.
that exchange was great
Yeah.
because he pivoted. He was like, "Hey, they say they want me." You know what? It was
And how
perfect.
about
It was
how about
in.
the camera? How about the shot of him when they scan to him? He's talking to her, and he looks over and just winks at the camera.
Yeah, it was great. That was great.
Perfect,
That was
perfect.
a perfect guy thing to do. Like he was like,
Absolutely.
"I
Like,
got
yeah,
this."
I got it. I
Like
got
that
it.
was,
Yeah,
bro. That shit was perfect. It just
yeah.
it pisses me off that like in this cancel culture, what is that to be offended over? Like,
Dude,
I mean,
some people were calling him to be fired over it, which is just
that's just stupid. That is so stupid. You know what I mean? And I think those people are just jealous. You know, look it.
100%.
Riley's a good looking guy.
Or you just angry? Are you just an angry person, like in general?
It's
I mean,
probably
you wake up mad.
socially awkward and probably couldn't do it. Like people get mad when you do something they can't do. You get what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like let me tell you something. Every guy couldn't do that because
No.
some guys would fumble. They'd be like, and they make it awkward. Riley
Yep.
was like, hey, you know what I mean? They say they want me to get your number, and she was like, how do I know? And when she said that, I'm like, oh, he's in.
Yep.
Oh,
Exactly.
it was great. It was great. It was great. It just pissed me off. Whatever. Hey, Riley, you keep doing you, buddy. You
That's
keep
right, man.
doing you, man. You
You got to
keep
support the morning chop shop. Damn it. That's all that matters.
King Richie says, fellas, what's good? Good
What's
morning,
up, King?
Richie. Yeah, man. That was I just thought that whole exchange was great, man. The winking
It
of the
was.
eye. And then after they're like, hey, Riley, you got to be in at 11 o'clock. And he's like, well, who's enforcing this rule? And they're like, your parents in the booth. Like, it was great. It was great. And there's nothing to not like about that.
Yeah,
I
not at
tell you,
all.
speaking of toeing the line, and God rest his soul, Skip Carey was
Oh
hilarious.
man, classic.
Oh my God. When he'd be like, I'm trying to do his voice. A
No,
fan
it's
from,
impossible.
a fan from the Tula makes a stunning catcher or whatever. Like
Right,
Skip was just great. Skip was second to none. And God, I miss him and Ernie and
man.
and Pete Van Wieren. It's just, hey man, Skip was great, man.
Mhm.
Skip had some of the best one-liners ever. You know what I mean? So I
Yep.
don't know.
Those were the
Shout out,
days of the Andy Griffith rain delay.
right?
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I do. I remember those, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh
Miss
my
that.
God. Oh, you take
Or sometimes they would show This Week in Baseball. Remember
Yep,
that?
yep.
And that was like
hitting
That
baseball.
was like really. I mean, like SportsCenter was around, but like as far as just like a baseball show that you could just that was it. Like it was once a week, like normally on the weekends, like they'd repeat it or show it, and it was that was fun, man. Miss those days. Those good days.
Definitely great days, man. I miss Skip. I tell you what, man. What I used to love about Sports Center was the calls from the analysts when somebody hit a home run, right?
Mm-hmm.
Specifically,
Booyah.
Stuart Scott and Kenny Mayne, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever somebody hit a home run, Kenny Mayne would be like, "There's a feast for the diamond, and all my loyal subjects will be fed," or something like that. Or
Yeah. Kenny
Dan
Mayne was
Patrick would
hilarious,
be like,
man.
Ken Griffey Jr. is in fuego. You know what I mean? Like that. That was when Sports Center was Sports Center. You
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean?
I used to remember waking up for school, and I mean, I know we were about 10 years apart, but I mean, we were in the same boat here. Like I'd wake up, it'd be on like the two anchors. I remember was like what I started watching was Dan Patrick, Keith Oldman. That was like the two.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
like
yes,
together they were amazing. And it's like, uh, and you had the dude, was it Bernstein? Can't remember, I think so. But anyway, yeah, I mean, dude, that was. But then I don't know if you were like me, and I'm like most guys, like you would, if you were home, you would just watch it again, and
yeah.
like you would watch
Of
SportsCenter
course,
2 or 3 times.
of
And my
course.
mom would be like, "What, didn't you just watch this?"
It
I'm
come
like,
on
"Yeah,
hour after
I
hour,
did.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did."
yeah,
But I'm watching it
yeah,
again. So it was. But yeah, those were the days of SportsCenter, man.
bro.
Kenny Mayne was probably the most.
Kenny Mayne was great.
I mean, you talking about just like creative and just
Oh my God,
out there, hilarious.
what he used to say, chop broccoli. Like I remember all
Yeah,
of it.
man.
This
Yeah,
Scott would be like, Greg Maddox is as cool as the other side of the pillow. And
classic.
then who's the guy that's on NFL Network now? But
Oh,
he's
Rich Eisen.
yeah, and he'd be
Yeah,
like,
he was good.
Maddox swinging, Jeff
Yep.
looking, right? Remember that? Like,
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
he was great. He was
Yep.
great.
It's really damn good.
That'll never be done again
Mm-mm.
because just what you have now, and no disrespect to the analysts now, but they're not Kenny Mayne.
Mm-mm.
But which one was the one that with the guy that you? One of them once he started laughing. Is it Oberman that like once he starts laughing he can't stop? Who is it? No, it was Charlie. What was his name?
Dude,
Because
that's the guy I'm trying to think of. Yeah.
he's like me in that like when I get a good laugh, I can't stop.
Yeah, I can't
And
remember his.
there's this one where he's laughing at Carl Lewis. Remember when Carl Lewis
Oh,
tried to
same thing.
sing the national anthem and he can't stop. He
It's so
cannot
bad.
stop laughing.
No, I mean, it was just a natural, like real type moment. Like, dude, I can't. I mean, come on.
He can't stop
It's
laughing.
so bad.
And look, those in the chat, if you get a chance, look up Carl Lewis singing the national anthem. Was it named Charlie Schneider or
Charlie
Charlie
Steiner, that's it. Yeah.
Charlie
I think
somebody?
so, yeah.
But oh my God, he reminds me of me because like when and I mean it doesn't happen often, but when I really get started, like John, I can't stop. We did a
Yeah,
show
dude.
about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, and somebody cracked a joke, and John, I laughed for the rest of the. I couldn't stop laughing.
I remember I saw it on replay.
I could not stop laughing, and it did. So I always have a love for Charlie because I can relate to him. But he's trying to do it with a straight face.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it was great.
So
It was
damn
great.
funny.
Oh my God, it was great.
Dude, how good was like Baseball Tonight when they had, or like even Sunday Night Baseball when it was
Yeah,
Joe Morgan on there
yeah.
with like those were that
I
was the
miss
best
Joe
crew,
Morgan.
man. I
God,
loved it,
I miss Joe Morgan, man. And
man.
Stuart Scott. Shout out to
Hmm.
Stuart Scott and his daughters, man. And fuck cancer.
Absolutely,
Um,
man.
yeah, man. Yeah, Stuart and Rich. Yeah, Stuart and Rich they were together a lot.
They were,
They
yeah.
really were. Matter of fact, I think they were really good friends because I know Rich did a dedication for him when Stewart passed.
Hmm.
So yeah, and Dan Patrick and Kenny Mayne. That's right. Chris, you have a great memory because they were together, but like they don't have anything like that now. You know what I mean? Kenny
Hmm.
Mayne was that dude, man. Kenny Mayne was that. he had another one. He had another one. And I can't think of it. And it was great. And every time somebody hit a home run, he would say it. But whatever. All right, man. I just you took me back when you started talking about announcers and their calls. And you just don't know what you did for me this morning, man. I
Hey
appreciate
man, those are like I said, those are so special those days, man. Because like that's how like me and my dad share a lot of those memories. Like you know what I mean. Like that's how like coming up watching the Braves. Like those are the voices I remember. You know, so when I see replays or I hear them, like I immediately think of my dad. You know, I mean, it's like think of watching the games with him and like because he watched every game and he might be cussing half the game because it's just not going right or whatever, or he's MFing Bobby Cox. Like you know what I mean. Like it was like, but that's man, it's gold, man. Those memories are gold.
Oh man, they are, man. They are, man. Golly, you took me back on that. It threw me off a little bit because I forgot where I was because it was. But
It's
it's a
okay.
good.
It's our show. We can do whatever we want.
It's good. That's right. We can't do whatever we want. Let's see. Austin is launching bombs, man. He's launching. He hit one last night. He hit two Monday. He hit one last night. I
He's
think
seeing the ball, man.
he's seeing it well. He's seeing it well.
If you hit it, I mean, that was a hell of an at bat even before he hit the home run, and because he's fouling off, and then like I said, Gosman throws a ridiculous splitter. For him to hit a split, hit that splitter out to right field. I mean,
Yeah.
you're seeing at that point.
Oh, you're seeing it well.
Yeah,
You're seeing it very well.
that's terrible for peeling for a pitcher too, because like I know like Liam's told me he's like I hate it when a guy starts fouling off stuff because the more he sees, the
Yeah.
better chance he's gonna have a hitting something. And it's like, fuck, what do I throw this guy? He's not going to freaking touch. Like you know, it's just like it seems like he's seeing everything out of his hand. So you just hope you get lucky, and you know, well, luckily for us, you know, worked out for Riley.
You know what I like about Liam? Liam is very much a student of the game. Like you can tell talking to him. He is a dude. I threw everything but the kitchen sink at him, and he didn't bat an eye. I mean, again, he's 4. I'm saying to myself the entire. This kid's 14. Shit, is he really like? Don't lie to me. Is this kid really 17? Like he's very mature, and I'm not talking about his mannerisms. I'm saying his thought process, his thinking process in regards to pitching is he's leaps and bounds ahead of his counterparts in his. He would have to be because most 14-year-olds during that interview would be chewing gum and be like, "All right, Dad, I've been here 30." You know,
dude, he had such a good time. I was meant to mention that at the beginning of the show. He had such a good time doing it. And for y'all that don't know, like T didn't send us the questions ahead of time. Like he just asked him like because like Liam asked me before the show, he's like, do you know what he's going to ask? I said, nope, not a clue. But hey, just answer him the best that you can. And but that's better. Like that's better.
Yeah, it is.
Like you want the authentic. And I know like he came on with us a few times on Out of Your Falcon Mind, but it was like. One was a draft show where he was just kind of hanging out, you know, not a lot of pressure. And one time he popped in for something, you know, Mike was playing a game with him or something like that. So it wasn't like this was the first time he'd really been on like a show where there's like questions directed at you, you have to answer. So like he was a little nervous to start, but as the show went on, he got more relaxed. And it's like, okay, you know, I can, you know, you could tell, but no, dude, like I think not that I take it for granted, but I see him and I talk to him every day. So it's just like, it's normal for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like to have these conversations and stuff like that. So when you said that, and then somebody, I forgot somebody else hit me up. Might have been Chris actually. And then was like, man, like he really, you know, you can tell like he thinks about this stuff. And like, you know, I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Like, because like I said, I see it every day. So it's like, I'm used to it, but yeah, you're right. I mean, and then like he threw last night, you know, we were talking after the game, he's just talking to me. He's going through the processes of like how he approaches these guys and stuff like that. And it's like, awesome, dude. Just keep it up, man. Just keep it up.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for him, and you guys are doing just a great job as parents, man. Just shout out to your wife. You guys are doing an amazing job. Very, very well spoken young man. Very humble. He's doing a great job, man. Really, seriously. I walk like this kid is not 14. John's lying. This kid, he just looks young. He's got a baby face. This kid got to be 18. Stop it.
He's got to start shaving soon. He's got a little bit of something here. He's gonna have to shave pretty soon. So. Yeah.
Carlos says, "Yo, what's going on, Carlos? What's going on?" All right, man. So look it, we're going up again. Is it Chris Pritchard or Chris? You know what? The
You can look
internet,
it up.
the internet,
Internet's great.
if you will. The internet is your friend. Let's see who we're going up against today. I think it's Chris. It's not Chris Pratt. He's an actor.
It'd be awesome if he was pitching. We would kill him. We'd
That
be,
would be. Yeah, we would destroy him. We would absolutely destroy him. Okay, where? Oh, okay. You know what? How about I just go to my phone because I just looked at it a minute ago and it'll tell us. Is this Pritchard? What's his? I forget it. I forget his name. Jesus. When you guys get in your 50s, you'll understand. You don't understand it now because you're young and you remember everything.
yeah.
Damn it.
Hell, even early 40s.
I'm just saying, man. I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
My wife gets so mad. How could you forget? Don't ask me that question. Chris Bassett.
But Bassett, yeah. Good
Yeah.
Lord.
Against
We're familiar with him from the Mets.
yeah. Against so hey, should be a good matchup. If the Braves can pull it out, all you want to do at this point is you just want to win series. So
Yep.
if you win every 2 out of 3 games, you will eventually get there. That's probably if you do it that way, it's probably going to take you until May 20th to get to 500. And if you keep doing it, by the time June 20th rolls around, you should be pretty good. You should be at least 6, 7, maybe 8 games over 500. And from that point, you can make your run, right? Teams go through runs. Look, Philly's going to go through a bad patch. The Mets are going to go through a bad patch. It happens. You got to do 2 things. You got to win 2 out of 3, and you definitely got to win the series going up against the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Are you confident in today's matchup, John? How are you feeling about it?
I mean, Bassett's been good this year. He's barely he's a 0.98 ERA,
Yeah.
21 Ks. Looking at what our guys have done against him in the past, I mean, Arcia, funny enough, is hitting 500 against him. Maybe we see him in the lineup today.
Yeah, we probably do.
Only 6 ABs, but still, the Braves tend, and a lot of teams, they tend to do that. They look at matchups, they see if the guys had success against a certain guy, then they'll use them for that game. Eli White's 400 against him. He's had 10 at bats. De La Cruz 600 against him. Wow. So you might see De La Cruz in there too. Riley 273, Murphy 286, Albie's 200. So I mean, we've had some success against him. When he was with the Mets. But yeah, I mean, you got. I mean, Strider's going to be jacked. He's going to be ready to go. Looked great in the last outing, so I think he's going to be. I can't wait to watch. But I feel pretty confident, man. I think the offense is doing well enough that we can. I think if we get Strider 4 runs, be in good shape. But we'll see. How about you?
I feel pretty good about it. My cousin just entered the chat. Charles Henderson. We affectionately call him
Charles?
Chucky. What up, Chucky? I understand when I was 10, a 53-year-old. What up, cuz? What's going on, Chucky? You doing all right, man? How is it down there in Birmingham? Hope all is well with you, brother. Good to hear from you, cuz. I feel good about it, man. Look at Strider. Strider's
Yeah.
a wipeout kind of dude. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't play games. He doesn't mince words. Let's go. Let's get
And
it.
look, we're typically not very good on getaway days, especially at 1:00 games. And I'd probably be less confident if Strider wasn't starting, but he is starting. So, I got some confidence. I feel pretty good.
Yeah, man. And I think I think Strider is going to be good for Schwelly. I think he's going to be good for Sale. And look, if Holmes keeps it, let's talk about Holmes the other night.
We got to. Man, what a
killing
start.
It. Yeah. So I was looking at I forget the guy's name for Braves today, but great analyst.
Oh, Lindsay.
Yeah. Great. Lindsay is
phenomenal. Great podcast.
Great. But he was saying that it was his cutter that he went back to. Mm-hmm. That he threw 17 cutters the other night.
Yeah.
And they really couldn't do it because I guess what he was saying is it's a bridge between the split and the fastball or the changeup in the fastball, and it keeps them, I guess, kind of off balance.
Yeah, and it's tough to barrel. Look,
right? It would seem to be true because he ended up he went damn near 8 innings.
Yeah, dude, and he was all over the strike zone, and that's that's it. I mean, if you can get guys to make them hit it, man, like you just can't be walking guys all the time. Like we talk about with AJ, gets you in trouble. But he was just, efficient. I mean, I'm talking about Maddox type efficiency, like 8 pitch inning, 9 pitch inning, 10 pitch inning. Like he had like 50 pitches in the 5th inning. It's like you don't see that and nowadays you don't see it at all. You see 50 after 2 innings
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
It's literally, I mean, it's, you know what I mean? Like 25 pitch innings, pretty much
Yeah.
okay. That's standard almost.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was just I love to see that, man. Because the deeper he can go, the better. It saves our bullpen. Better for him.
Yep.
Yeah, that cutter, man. Like that late movement on a cutter is lethal for batters because it's just tough to barrel. Like you can't. It's just if you hit it, you're probably gonna be a ground ball, maybe a pop up. And it's the downside of it. We've seen it with Elder. A slower cutter that's going to if you miss your spot with a cutter and it cuts into the center of the plate, then you're screwed. But like if you use it and you're going to hit your spots, then man, it's a tough pitch to hit. And kudos to him. He was phenomenal. He was really damn good.
He was outstanding, man. He was definitely outstanding. Look,
against a good lineup. I mean, look, I don't really give a shit about power rankings when it comes to MLB or really NFL for that matter. But I mean, you're talking about they talked about Toronto being the 10th ranked power ranking as far as teams go. They were number 1 in the East. So it's a good squad, man. It's a good bunch of good hitters. And I mean, to do that against anybody, especially them, that's impressive, man.
Well, look, if we can get that on a regular basis from Grant Holmes, I feel good about it. Because that means like four out of your 5 days, you got a shot to win. Right? Mm-hmm. Fifth starter, fifth starters on most squad, that guy's just there to give you innings. If you win, great.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it's a bullpen day. Get ready because we're yanking him in the 5th, and you guys know what it is. But if you can get quality starts from spots 1 through 4, we'll be okay. We really will be okay. You get Acuna back, you get the troops going. Hopefully Ozuna's not gone for too long. Look, this is a good squad, and we make some headway, man. Looking forward.
Because you have Strider, Sale, Schwelly, which is a hell of a 3 if Sale's going well. Like you don't even need with those guys. And like I said, I'm not even like what happened to Schwelly about last night. It's going to happen. Like that's just going to be that's going to happen every now and then. But if you're looking at Sale really to be like a good 3 at this point, like Strider's going to be your number 1. Schwelly's probably 2. Like Sale, just give me a good be a good 3rd starter. Like I don't need you to be triple crown Cy Young Chris Sale. It's great if you are, but I don't need you to be. Right. Like just be a good 3. And then you've got what's his name at 4? Grant Holmes at 4, which is a great 4. And then you can live in a world where Elder's your 5th if those guys are healthy. If you have to start bumping Elder up, then we got some things to talk about. Yeah. But then you still have AJ and Gwinnett that you can also turn to. So there's options there. It's just health is pretty much paramount at this point for our starters.
Health is wealth, man. Health is wealth. Yeah. Chucky says last time I've been to a Braves game was in 1978. Man, talk about scoring. So my cousin has this deep voice, man. He has this deep. If he called you, you swear you'd be talking to Barry White. He'd be like, "Hey, he's just." And the chicks love it. Well, he's married, so he's obviously off the market. But I just remember back in the day, man, the ladies, they loved his voice. They loved it. Oh my God, where's your cousin Chucky? Whatever. So yeah, what up, Chucky? So yeah, man. Look, good things expected today. I'm looking forward to it. And even though it doesn't, he's laughing because he remembers. Things are looking up. It doesn't seem like it because we lost last night, and you know how Braves Nation is. Like they're just, we lost the game. Bro, get over you. It's 100.
It has got to be for those guys or girls that live on every game in the Braves season or in the baseball season in general. That's got to be just a hell of a life for you.
They're shortening their lives. John.
They really are. Like it's you just relax. Just relax. Look, if it gets. It's going to be okay. If it gets bad and it really gets to you, just turn the TV off. Go watch something else. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay.
You know what I mean? Go back and it's stuff to do. The one thing about 2025 that's different than, 1925, there's so much more to do. There's this internet, there's apps.
Go for a walk, work out, anything.
There's equipment that you can work out with in your home. You know what I mean? There's, what do you call those goggles? With the video game player, whatever.
Oh yeah, the Oculus. Yeah.
So much to do, man. It's crazy. So look, it'll be all right. Chill out, people. Chill out.
That's what's so different, man. You got NFL. That's why I get it with NFL because literally every game pretty much matters for the most
Yeah,
part.
it
Like
does.
one game here or there could decide your season. Or it could be you either in the playoffs or you're not in the playoffs. And same thing with baseball, but again, it's 162 freaking games, so it's like you got a long season, man.
Hey man, and you're not gonna make it. Like you look, hey man, you got to man up. Like some games, you might not need to watch. You know what I mean? You got
Hmm.
to pick out the important ones. It's a long ride, and that's
Yep.
just the regular season. If you're
Yep.
gonna make it to the World Series, that's probably another 20 games you got to play. That's
Hmm.
182 games. Man up, okay?
Yep.
Yeah,
Tell
it's
them.
gonna be games like that. All right.
Damn right.
Jay Black says, "Sup, fellas?
Hello, Jay
Sup,
Black. Good to see you,
sup,
brother.
fellas." Jay Black says, "Hello, chat," and T-Will and John. What did you Black? We're talking Braves this morning, man. We are talking Braves this morning. But yeah, man, no, it's things are looking up. It doesn't seem like it because it doesn't because people think that people most people live in extremes, right? Oh, we went 0 and
Mhm.
7. Oh, okay, let's get on a 7, 8, 10 game run. You know how difficult that is? Like
Yeah.
that is just the law of averages says you might win 3 or 4, but 6 or 7, you really got to be playing well. 7, 8,
Yep.
9, 10, 15 game win streaks, you got to be going. And not that can't happen. Look, if it does, great. But
Mhm.
the nuts and bolts of it are you just need to win every series. You need to
Yeah.
win 2 out of every 3, three out of every 4. And if you
Yep.
do that, you will eventually look up and see yourself gaining. Think of it as the tortoise and not the hare. You're just trying to win series. That's
Yep.
it, right?
Each game only counts as a one win. We can't win 3 games in one.
There you
So,
go. There you go.
yep.
It's like if you're down 3-0 in the sixth inning, or 5-0. You can't hit a 5-run homer. Just get on
Nope.
base, try and make things happen. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It really is about life is about what you do with the little things in the little moments that add up to big things in the big moments, right? I mean, it is
100%.
what it is, man. But hey, look it, John, great show. I know you got stuff you got to do this morning, as do I. As always, brother, I love talking Braves with you. And look,
Always, brother.
like it's ramping up. So
Mhm.
hopefully we have a good week here. We can win today. Go on. Who we got next?
That's a good
On the
question. I just had it up too. Let's see.
we got
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, we come back home from Minnesota on
we take
Friday.
Yeah, we take 2 or 3 out of them. We're good, man. So
Mhm.
look, the goal today is to win, and you got Strider on the mound. So hey, it's looking good for us to win, and then come home for the series. I think we're off tomorrow, and we
Yep.
play Friday, Saturday. So let's take 2 out of 3. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's what we got to do, man. Hey, brother, tell these folks where they can find you.
Yeah, man, y'all can find me at Out of Your Effing Mind on Twitter, the Morning Chop Shop on Twitter, that we rarely do, but hey, we'll get to it one of these days. And
We'll probably get to it in September. That's what's gonna be funny about it. This
dude,
great new site that we got, guys. You can go to it.
right? Yeah. But yeah, mostly Out of Your Effing Mind. That's where you'll find me on Twitter. JBH311 also, and that's my personal account on Twitter that again I rarely use. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I started a different account on Instagram for fitness, but I think I'm gonna delete that one because it's just too damn much to keep up with, man. Like I'm JBH311 on Instagram as well if y'all want to follow me there. But it's just too much to post. I don't have time to do all the you know what I mean.
Thank,
It's just too
thank
much.
that, bro.
Like
I'm so glad you said that. I was talking with a buddy of mine, and he was like, "Yeah." He was saying that. So he does a bunch of he does like basketball, football, baseball, like me, and he was
mm-hmm,
like, looking at this larger, like I think the publication he was looking at has like 100K subscribers for each sport that they support. And
mm-hmm.
he was like, the suggestion was that, okay, so for each sport that you support, create a separate channel. I was like, no way, no way, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Because you and I know the work that entails, right?
No way, dude.
There's, bro, absolutely not. First
The
and foremost, that's like another Facebook, another Twitter, like for each. There's no way you'd have first off, you'd have, if you supported 3 sports, and this is just 3, you'd have 10 accounts.
Yeah.
You'd have 2 Facebooks, 2 Twitters, 2 Instas, 2 TikTok. Who has time for that?
You'd have to hire somebody at that point.
You would, right.
I mean,
again, you know this because we do this every day. I got a Facebook. I got a Twitter. I suck at Twitter. I'm learning. I'm not Twitter proficient, but I get on there every day because it's Twitter. It's not Twitter, whatever. So I got a Facebook. I got a Twitter. I got an Insta. I got a TikTok, and I do LinkedIn. That's 5. So when I post 5 shorts, that's 5 sites I got to go to. You think I'm trying to duplicate that? Hell no. Even to your point, even with the extra Twitter account that we both have access to, nobody's done anything. Why? Because we got enough shit going on. So I no way. Hell no. Hell no.
It's just, I don't know how much time. I mean, I spent so much time just trying to grow the Twitter, and then Mike spent so much time growing TikTok, and it was like, which he did a phenomenal job doing. But it's just like, man, but you have to continue the engagement, nonstop, and it's just like, I don't know. Maybe if we were 20 or 30 years younger, T, we would be we'd be more into it. I think since we didn't grow up with it. I think honestly we didn't grow up with it, so it's like we just kind of assumed it, and then it's like, but we were so used to not having it, so it's like it's not part of our everyday. Just like have to be on there posting stuff or whatever. Even like because I'll think of stuff hours later, like, oh, I could have posted that.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that, but I could have posted it, and I actually got some engagement with it, but I didn't, you know what I mean? So it took a while, man, just to kind of get in that mode. And it's just, it's a pain sometimes.
Bro, what's crazy is I'll think of it and then I'll forget it and then I'll be mad. Shit, right?
Damn it.
And then I'll remember it like 3 days later.
Yeah.
Sometimes by then it's too late. So I'm at the point now, if I think about it, I got to write it down. I got to write it down in the moment or, I'll forget it. But anyway.
What drove Mike crazy too was like he would, and this is why he stopped tweeting, because he would have these like very, like, in number one, he would always like sign his tweets to make sure people knew it was him. So, because I pretty much did most of the Twitter, but he would have these really just thought out, processed thoughts. He'd, post it and be like 5 likes, you know what I mean? Like no responses, 5 likes, I'd post some stupid ass GIF and it gets like 1,000 freaking likes. And, he'd be like, I put my heart and soul into this message. Like 5 people liked it. You took a fucking burning Elmo out there respond to something.
But that's how it is on social media, bro.
It is, dude. Like the dumbest shit I've posted has gotten the most response.
Yes. I posted something that was so deep the other day. I probably got 4,000 friends on Facebook. It got 10 likes.
Yeah.
But if I post some dumb shit, it'll be 80, 100.
The first one that set us off, and it got so much, was the ass throw from Mariota, right? And it was a video of him throwing off his ass, like he did in Philadelphia. And I quote tweeted it, and I just said, because everybody's heard the Joe Burrow, fuck it, Jamar's down there somewhere. Right. I just said, I put, fuck it, there's players from both teams down there somewhere. Dude, it blew up. I'm talking about like overnight. I got up next. I had to turn notifications off. That shit was going nuts. People were mad at me for saying it. People were laughing at it. I mean, it was just like, it was hilarious. But we got so many more followers from it. But like stuff like that, just, I mean, and then even like the tweet from when we started 0-7, I put out the ass thing, dude. Okay. I'm talking about like 500 million engagement, like 500 million people. I mean, 500,000 people saw it. I'm like,
yeah,
what? It's crazy. Crazy.
You put it out from our Twitter?
No, it's from freaking. I retweeted it. I thought it was. That's what pissed me off even more, because I was like, "Oh hell yeah, we're gonna get some follows." I was like, "Shit, it was all your effing mine." Because there was. That's the other thing. Because I got 3, right? I got a morning chop shop, my personal, and out of your fucking mind. So I'm like switching back and forth. And I swear I thought I was on morning chop shop because that makes sense to tweet from our account.
Yeah.
And then I realized, I'm like, oh, should I delete it? No, because that's going to go ahead. That'll get rid of everything.
Right.
I'm like, son of a bitch. But either way,
it's crazy.
That even pissed people off. I'm like, come on, y'all, lighten up a little bit. We're 0-7. We can say we're ass. We're 0-7
because we were ass at the time.
We're ass. I mean, it's fine. It's a joke.
Yeah, it's get over yourselves. People are
Yeah.
so fierce, man. Get over yourself. And Riley, you keep on doing what you're doing, man.
Right, damn it.
All right, Riley. Be different if she wasn't, okay? And
Mhm.
maybe that's a little misogynistic, but whatever. Men are men. She was hot,
That's right.
Riley, okay? You were well within your rights to score and keep that attitude, buddy. You'll go places. It'll be all right. So, hey, to those in the chat who joined us, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. Hey, we couldn't do this without you. That's why we don't even try it. Thank you so
That's
much.
right.
I want to thank God. Thank you, Jesus, for waking me up this morning, everything you do. John, I can't thank you enough, brother. Appreciate this. Let's keep this thing going. Last but not
I
least,
got you, bro.
I want to thank thank you, sir. I want to thank Mr. Jack Spade and obviously Mr. Eric Parker. You guys have an amazing day. Go Braves. And I will see you back today at 4. Those of you in the chat for What the Falcon. It'll be me and Scott Karisic. So you guys have an amazing day. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
Peace.